Here we have a new 2024 Honda Accord. Now this one comes in the EX trim level in solar silver metallic, and then we have black cloth interior. For the powertrain, we get a 1.5 liter turbocharged 4-cylinder engine, and that's mated to a CVT. That setup puts out 192 horsepower. But as we come around to the front end here, I love the new styling of the Accords that came out last year. LED headlamps, LED daytime running lights. It just looks so futuristic. They did such a great job on this car. Now around to the wheels here, these are going to be 17-inch alloy. I like how that goes with the solar silver here as well. It kind of matches the paint. Passive keyless entry on the front. Power mirror controls here. You can pick a side or offset in the middle, adjust. Power door lock controls, rear window lock. One-touch automatic up and down windows up front, regular power windows for the back. Small bottle holder there. Decent storage though on the door panel. Then we can pop the trunk from here, pop the hood from right there. We do get a manual tilt telescoping steering wheel. And there's our 10-way power driver's seat, which includes 2-way power lumbar support. And even though the seat is cloth, I like the look, just how the bolsters and everything kind of shine right there. Now, I have the seat up front adjusted for someone of my size, being 6'3" with longer legs. Before we check out the rear seat room, big shout out to Darrell Waltrip Honda for allowing me to review this Accord today. I'll leave a link below in the description. Y'all can pause anywhere you need to right there to take a closer look at the features. Sticker price is $31,005, and there are the fuel economy numbers there. Now let's go ahead and check this out. Looks spacious enough. So yeah, pretty impressive legroom back here. My knees are just barely touching the top part of this here, but if I move or sit all the way back in the seat, they don't touch at all. So that is quite impressive for this to be a sedan. And this middle seat actually folds down. Bottle holders are right there. I like that we have an LED reading light back here. That's impressive too. Actually surprising. Grab handles here, and we can hang a plastic hanger hook, maybe a couple metal hanger hooks right there. But let's make our way towards the back. Capless fuel filler. And I do like the tail lamps back here. That's just a nice sleek look in my opinion, without being too overly expensive or flashy. Now there's a cargo space here. You can't really see much, but that's a big box in there, and it has plenty of room to fit. And then we also have a hook on either side for bags. And if you lift this up, it's like a 3-part process. There's a jack and clutch, and there's a spare underneath all of that. Just gotta move that back in there. There we go. And we'll pull this to see how that rear seat folds down. And then a quick look underneath the vehicle. We do have that dual exhaust system there. So over to the rear passenger side, when that seat up front is up far enough, that'll fold pretty much completely flat, and you can run those longer objects from the back to the front, or just have extra space to hold stuff, I guess. And then the anchors for the car seat are just hidden behind this little flap here. Now to the front passenger seat. That's gonna be manual, but we have a manual seat back and a manual seat bottom we can adjust. We just can't pump the seat up or down. And then a lockable glove compartment here. Now coming back around to the front here, we're gonna pop the hood. And there's that 192 horsepower, 1.5 liter turbo 4. Now let's go ahead and hop in the driver's seat. So we have a hard plastic steering wheel here. There's the horn sound. Over here to the radio station, or the radio controls, excuse me, we do get AM, FM, and then we have Bluetooth audio, wired Apple CarPlay, wired Android Auto compatibility, which we can use here. Love these radios in the Hondas because you are kind of limited in what you can do, but everything that you need to do is simple enough where you can just hit one of these few buttons and you're good to go. and then your menu options are right in there. So if you want to set the volumes for anything, or if you want to go ahead and adjust your smartphone settings, things of that nature, you can do that. And it's, again, all just very easy to use. So volume is there. We can turn the audio off by pressing the button, and then we have the tune knob there. And these windows are tinted, so I'm going to roll them down a little bit so we get a little better lighting. There's the backup camera. Guidelines follow you as you turn the steering wheel. Hazards are here. We do get dual zone automatic climate controls and 3-stage heated seats, which is a nice touch for this to only just be the EX trim level. Then we can adjust the fan speed here, or just cut the whole system off. Auto mode is here. We can turn that off by adjusting fan speed, and then we can sync by clicking and unsyncing by either clicking the button or adjusting that on our own. 2 USB-C ports. One is for the CarPlay Android Auto, the other one is for charging. And then our shifter is right here. So to put that in gear, just hit the lever, reverse, neutral drive, sport, and you have that limiter there. Econ mode is here, auto stop, and electronic parking brake, pull up to engage, hit the brake, press down and disengage, automatic brake hold, bottom holder. So there's tons of space here and up here, which is nice to have. And then we have a center console cubby space, which is also surprisingly spacious, that has a 12-volt in it. Now up here, we have the controls for our lights, which are LED, SOS. We have a sunroof, which I'll show in a minute, and a sunglasses holder here. So the sunshade for that roof, just push that back, and then we can either tilt up or we can slide back one touch there. So it goes back pretty quickly and goes back pretty far. But there's a look at the back seat from up here. And back around to the front vanity mirror. We do have lights here, LED lights, so that's impressive. At least they come off as LED lights. I love those white lights. They just seem really fancy. But over here to the steering wheel, stalks behind the steering wheel, blinkers, there's auto, off, low beams, and then we can turn the high beams on there, flash there. Windshield wiper controls, one time, off, intermittent, low, high. We can adjust the intermittent setting here, and then pull up here for the front wiper fluid. Now over here, we can go through our track list, radio station presets, volume, voice recognition, and this scroll bar here can be used to go through the left side of the gauge cluster. So we can choose our audio source, customize the display, and then on the right side, we can use this bottom scroll bar to go through our settings. So gauge display settings, and in the settings here, if I go to vehicle settings, I can calibrate the tire pressure monitors, or I can go ahead and change my units of measurement in the meter setup here. So I can change language and all of that there. Even the rear seat reminder, you have access to that. So there's a lot that you can do in that right side there. So it was smart how they did that, in my opinion. And then everything else is Honda sensing technology. So adaptive cruise, the gap adjust for the adaptive cruise, and then the lane centering technology is there. Push button start here. Finally, here's the key fob with remote start. And next it's time to go ahead and take this 2024 Accord EX out on the road for a test drive. So starting the test drive in this Honda Accord, this 1.5 liter 4-cylinder, now this is a full-size sedan, it's not an SUV, but it just feels so quick as opposed to the one you get in the CR-V. And the one in the CR-V definitely isn't slow, but just behind the wheel of this Accord, I just feel like I'm in a much quicker vehicle. And it's certainly more efficient. I mean, you get 28, 29 miles per gallon city, I think 37 highway with this transmission setup here. And I don't know what it is about Honda, but their CVTs don't bother me as much as the other manufacturer CVTs. I don't know what it is, but they don't bug me, so that is impressive. I'll give them that. Still not as fun to drive as the older 6-speed automatic transmissions, but you can't have everything. And you're definitely getting better fuel economy having the CVT. Yeah, it's fun to put your foot down just a tad and feel that boost. But the overall driving dynamics are very impressive. The car rides well. There's tons of space in here. And you still feel like you're in a vehicle that you can maneuver well. It's not like the steering is overly loose or like it was just slapped together. This car makes sense when you're driving it down the road. Now, I've heard horror stories about the 1.5 Turbo 4, but I haven't experienced that for myself, so it's just something that someone else might want to tell you, because I don't know about reliability or this, that, and the other. I just know that it's fun to drive, and the turbocharged 4-cylinder is quick. But I'll kind of put my foot down and show you that here in a moment. I mean, it pulls so great. I'll give it a little push here. Yeah, just fantastic power. Now, I'll put the adaptive cruise on here, and we'll set it to around 75. I'm gonna push the gap back so that it's keeping that safe distance between myself and the vehicle in front of me. And as you can see, the lane centering technology does a great job at keeping me in the lines. And it's not meant to be a full semi-autonomous system, but it pretty much does the job. But comparing this to a Camry or a Malibu, I just feel like this Accord is one of the more fun options to drive unless you get a V6 Camry, and your fuel economy is very good. And comparing this to the 1.5 Malibu that has a similar powertrain, this just feels more normal as opposed to that Malibu. But this will bring me to the end of my review of this 2024 Honda Accord in the EX trim level.